Over the years, civilization has progressed on small steps, discovering new vaccines, new ways of life, and acquiring great advances in technology. However, there are certain things that we do not control. Climate change, epidemics, terrorism, pandemics, meteorites. Each one of them has the possibility to make this world collapse. Up next, we will review those most dangerous threats to life on Earth. Number 10. Megatsunami. This phenomenon can be caused by the impact of a space car or by tectonic movements and carry a wave of thousands of meters of height to everybody. This already happened on a small scale 8,000 years ago when the volcano Etna caused a tsunami that took away all the civilization existing on the shores of the Mediterranean. Although this mega tsunami reached a great height, it's very likely that it did not manage to end civilization, since this effect will depend on its expansion through oceans in the whole world. Number 9. Climate change. Some studies warn that abrupt climate change provoked by man or nature can break the delicate balance of Earth and raise concentrations of toxic gases in the atmosphere. This would result in making it unbreathable for human beings. Even in the not-too-distant future, climate change could take on gigantic dimensions, which would make our planet an inert place like Venus. Number 8. Laboratory viruses. In 2001, a group of researchers in Australia who wanted to create a contraceptive vaccine for mice used to control pests ended up creating a laboratory virus that killed each of its victims by stripping them of their immune system. This accidental discovery reminded to the scientific community the risks that the advances of science might end up being used for destructive purposes. Today, there are approximately 42 laboratories dedicated to pathogen research, so there's a real possibility that a dangerous laboratory pathogen could be released by accident. Number 7. Gamma ray outbreaks. In addition to comets and asteroids that threaten us by passing thousands of kilometers from Earth, our planet is surrounded by galaxies that can shoot gamma rays directly at us and destroy the ozone layer. This would allow the most powerful and damaging forms of ultraviolet radiation to reach the Earth's surface. Number 6. Solar storms. Solar storms can cause power grids to overheat and seriously disrupt the normal operation of air transport, as important electronics, navigation devices, and satellites may stop working due to the effects of this phenomena. Even these storms would be capable of causing a planetary blackout. Some consequences could be felt for years, and it would take a long time to replace all damaged systems worldwide. And since we are much more dependent on technology nowadays, we're more vulnerable to this type of phenomena. Number 5. A serious danger lurks from the bowels of our planet. A devastating force capable of killing life on Earth within just days. This is the eruption of supervolcanoes. This is a term that refers to a type of volcano that has a magmatic camera 1,000 times bigger than that of conventional volcanoes, and so it has the largest and most voluminous eruptions of the Earth. On our planet, there's not an exact number of supervolcanoes that have been discovered, but it's around approximately 20 supervolcanoes. If either one of them erupts, it can have catastrophic consequences, such as altering global climate. Luckily, these eruptions take place on average once every 100,000 years. However, a supervolcano of apocalyptic dimensions already grows in the Pacific Ocean. In case of erupting, it would mark the end of life on Earth. Number 4. The next position on this list is one of the threats that during the course of history has claimed the lives of millions of human beings. These are pandemics. A pandemic is the worldwide spread of a new disease. Due to the high population density and with the wide multiplication of living beings, the perfect conditions for the increase of mutations in viruses are given, and also the rapid spread of diseases. These tendencies only intensify, and in the future we must await new terrible epidemics that can end life in entire cities. Number 3. With thousands of these threats prowling the earth and possibly responsible for causing extinction of dinosaurs, in this position we have meteorites. At very long time scales, the risk of dying as a result of the impact of an object near Earth is roughly equivalent to the risk of dying in an airplane crash. To cause a large problem to our civilization, this object would have to be about 1.5 kilometers wide or greater. It is expected that an event of this nature happens every million years or so. The dangers associated with such a large impact include huge amounts of dust in the atmosphere that could turn off the sunlight for weeks, affecting the life of plants and crops sustaining lives. There would be storms of fire as a result of the re-entry of hot fragments and a severe acid rain. All these effects are short-term, so that the most adaptable species, like cockroaches and humans for example, could probably survive. However, the damage would be beyond repair. Number 2. Every few decades, a giant star in our galaxy runs out of fuel and explodes. This is known as a supernova. When a supernova occurs near Earth, cosmic rays, which are high-energy particles such as gamma rays, extend in all directions, causing the destruction of the ozone layer, leaving us vulnerable. This would mean that much more ultraviolet radiation would come to the surface, causing damage to the DNA of living beings, mutations, and havoc in all species. At present, at least 2 stars near Earth have been identified with the capacity to produce a supernova. It is not known when the stars would explode. It could be tonight or in millions of years. Number 1. Technology is changing the way humans act and think. And with it, a new evolution has begun. This is robotics. The development of robots with the ability to think for themselves and with more intelligence than humans may be for many authors the beginning of a possible revolution against its creators. Success in creating artificial intelligence would be the greatest event in the story of mankind. Unfortunately, it could also be the end. Smart machines could design their own improvements and outdo humans, run financial markets, make better inventions than human researchers, manipulate human leaders, and develop weapons we cannot even understand. In the near future, who knows how much the intelligence of a robot could develop? No one knows yet whether there is a real risk that the intelligence of a machine will sweep away all humans on its way. Zero Zone. Scientists have been crawling the sky for radio signals for decades, searching for the presence of extraterrestrial civilizations. So far, they have done it without success. These investigations assume the premise that someday, with the trail of intelligent beings in other parts of the universe, they would want to communicate with us as equals. However, Stephen Hawking fears that if there were more intelligent life in the universe, this could act as Christopher Columbus did when he arrived in America, which was not very nice for Native Americans. These beings may have exhausted their resources on their planet, and now they would become nomads who would be looking for a new place to settle.